All right. Got that video back on. Don't have my remote control working today, so I've got to all do it on the camera, and those buttons are hard to push. So today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Right smack dab in the middle of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. I just had to get out and get myself some wind therapy. I recently applied for my GMRS license, radio license. It's a general mobile radio service. I think I did that last Friday late at night. You don't have to take a test or anything. All you have to do is pay the government $70 for a 10-year license. So during these unique and trying times, I thought it might be good to have some alternate means of communication. I've got some GMRS radios on order from Baofeng. US, I think they call them BTEC. Yeah, they're Chinese, but they're damn good radios. And they're cheap. Also decided to get myself a CB radio. I used to do that when I was a teenager, and I thought it'd kind of be cool to try the CB radio again. I'm hearing two different stories. Some people say CB is dead. Other people say it's going strong. So we'll give it a try. It's not too expensive. When doing my research for all the radio stuff, I ran across this thing called Zello. It's a phone app that turns your phone into sort of a push-to-talk radio, kind of like a walkie-talkie. It's cool. You set up an account for free, no charging. You can use it to talk to your friends, family. They also have these things called channels, which is sort of a group talk channel. Different categories. You go out and search for the name of the channel and things you're interested in, motorcycles or kayaking or GMRS radio, whatever. Works pretty well. The sound quality is excellent. It goes across Wi-Fi and internet. So I think that's a sort of a new class of radio they got now called network radios. You can actually buy specific physical handheld radios that are network radios. It's kind of cool. Or you can just use your phone. Also been listening to the scanner radio quite a bit. Drives Joni crazy. She can't stand all the squelch and beeps and crackles and everything, so I have to listen in another room or go out on the deck. She kind of rolls her eyes at some of my hobbies. This radio, and she's rolling her eyes again. But I think they might come in handy. Again, an alternate means of communication during these times might be a helpful thing. I just couldn't stand it anymore. I had myself a little lunch. And decided to take a ride. Yeah, the scanner radios are cool. I got that's about 3 different radios. 2 of them are pretty old. Actually, they're all kind of old. I haven't listened to them in several years, but I just recently got them out. I've got a unit in Bearcat BC245 XLT, which is a handheld, and then I've got a newer Gricom PSR 800. It's cool because you can hook it up to your computer and connect to the radio reference website and use it to program all your channels. It makes life a little easier for programming, but it's still a bit dated. Gricom has since gone out of business. They were bought by a group called Whistler Group or Whistler Communications. This whole COVID-19 dies down, I've got to send that radio off to Whistler and see about getting a firmware upgrade so it will work with DMR, which is a digital mobile radio. Right now, all my radios just listen to analog. I'm lucky. Cherokee County in Georgia here still uses analog for police department, sheriff, and fire, but many agencies are moving to digital. And even worse, they're going to encrypted digital, which means it's SOL for the scanner radio enthusiasts that like to listen. And even the news agencies, which have used scanners for years and years to stay one step ahead of what's going on, they're sort of balking at it too, going they have the right to listen in and know what's going on, and that way the police officers and fire agencies won't do something wrong and then whitewash it. You know, you're hearing exactly what's going on the radio. I don't know, sort of a double-edged sword. I can understand the police department wants security from crooks and things, but there probably needs to be some openness as well to people like the news agencies. Not that I'm a fan of the news agencies these days. It's hard to tell who in the hell is telling the truth nowadays. Everybody's got a slant on the story. Unless I can see it with my own 2 eyes, hear it with my own 2 ears, it's kind of hard to believe folks nowadays. Too much sensationalism. But yeah, the radios are kind of fun. Like I say, I placed some orders, but because of the pandemic, it's going to be about 3 weeks before any of my stuff comes in. So I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs, you know, taking a ride when I can, and playing with my Zen magnets, which is another one of my hobbies. Photography and Zen magnets. Some of you guys may know about that. Funny little story. I got onto Zello, and I was trying out the different channels, and I hit one called State Georgia. And I was talking to one of the moderators on there, and he came back and asked me if I was a pagan or into paganism. And I, you know, really surprised. I don't know what gave him that idea. I was thinking to myself, so I keyed up and go, no, that's not my cup of tea. If you're talking about pagan religion, that's not me. He goes, oh well, it's just your photo or your avatar for your account. And I had to chuckle because I have one of my Zen magnet creations, and I actually entitled it Electron Orbital. So it kind of looks like that picture, you know, electrons going around an atom. But I guess somehow he thought it was some sort of demonic or pagan symbol. So that was kind of funny. I've never been mistook for a pagan before. A hedonist maybe, but never a pagan. Oh man, the temperature is just great right now. V-Strom temperature gauge is saying 78, and I'm going to say that's probably at least 2, maybe 4 degrees warm, so we're probably looking more at 74 or 76 degrees. I feel very comfortable right now. A little overcast, but Nice day. But look at that, here comes the rain. I don't think it's going to last long. Just a few drops coming down here. I'll ride out of it in no time at all. Spring shower. I got caught. Make sure we clean off the lens here. Nothing worse than water drops or bugs smashed on your lens to ruin a good video. Cow in the middle of the stream back there. I gotta stand up. Woo, that air feels good. Wind therapy, good for the soul, good for the mind. Picking up a little bit. You can smell that rain. First thing I do when I get home is I'm going to charge up that remote for my Drift Ghost camera, because it's a pain in the butt having to turn it off at the camera, especially since the buttons aren't working like they used to. So I'm going to end the video here. You can watch me fumble and try and turn this son of a bitch off.